Okay, Jeep Compass 2018 Trailhawk. Notice some coolant leaking coming out on the bottom driver's side. So today it's down at Cooter's garage, and there aren't a lot of good videos on YouTube about changing a radiator on a Compass, that's for sure. So this should be helpful. Obviously, Mike's checking to see if he has a fitting to do a pressure test to see if we can actually see and confirm definitively where the leak is, if we can see it. You know, the problem is its location is just so jammed in behind this plastic shroud. So a good part of the job is going to be involved with getting the whole front end, this plastic bumper piece, completely away from the crash bar so that we can get in there and work on it. Building any pressure?
No.
That air is going somewhere. Where the hell is it escaping? So unfortunately, we couldn't get a good seal here. There's a vent that comes right off the top of this, and we couldn't get it to block, so we couldn't get our pressure. So you can see that I've already started taking these push pins out right here using that tool. So I know I want to get this piece of plastic off, and then I think even I might have to take this clip out at least to get it off. You can see here that this piece and this piece, these bolts will have to come out, and these will lift over the hood vibration dampers right there. I think it's torque 40. Okay, that clip did need to come out, so let's see what we have here. All right, so there's our first piece out, as you can see. All right. I think the lion's share of our work is going to be taking, I think there's 4 8mm bolts in this fender well. My understanding is there's a hidden 10mm or 8mm somewhere behind here that we'll have to find. Obviously, that's got to come out. This has to come out. I believe all of these across here, I'm going to undo a couple more plastic push pins, and then I think these are torque 40, so we're in the process of setting that up. Okay, 8mm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so look at inside this little fender flare. You can see a white clip there. There's like 4 of them. And I'm going to come around to this side, and you can see you have these clips. So I want to get it up past this seam. Now, as I bend this thing in, you can see, where is it? Let's see if I can get some light in there for you, because there is a hidden bolt in there. I think it's a 10 mil. I got to get it. So look at inside this little fender flare. You can see a white clip there. There's like 4 of them. And I'm going to come around to this side, and you can see you have these clips. So I want to get it up past this seam. Now, as I bend this thing in, you can see, where is it? Let's see if I can get some light in there for you, because there is a hidden bolt in there. I think it's a 10 mil. I got to get at that. Okay.
I don't think this Tim's place.
You can see the rusted bolt head right there, 10 mil. Okay, so you can see we have some more torque bolts across the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across the bottom. Then we have, I didn't do the ones up top yet. We have those 2 bolts on the very top to get as well. Then Mike and I will start seeing if we can get some separation here. And then we're going to be looking for an electrical plug, I believe, a big plug, somewhere inside here on the driver's side. As Mike said, these
6mm thread.
These bolts sit in crud all the time, so they're very much corroded underneath. We'll goop these up when they go back in, but we basically had to hammer that torque 30 bit into the bolt.
Look at that. It's just a 6mm thread, right?
Yeah, damn. So just, you know, people wonder where this plug is. Mike is pointing to it. I'm zooming in on it right there. It's a big ass plug. It's got a little bit of slack on it, so when we lower the Jeep and start removing it, we'll be able to unplug it. We'll get that.
Yeah, I'm doing this blind, but it looks like it's just got a little plastic clip thing that holds
on
it to the fender, so we'll get that.
And at some point when this is off, we'll start getting a look at the bottom of the radiator. So we'll see. We'll get you a good view. As I said, I couldn't really find anything on the internet for taking one of these radiators out. It was really disheartening. About the best I could do was find one guy that's a body guy. And he had some insight on what's involved to take this front shroud bumper off. See, I started taking that bolt off right there. And here's the other one right here. And obviously the idea is there's like a cutout right there. I think you got to pry this up over this hood dampener. Okay, so to get more room, it's not coming off too good. We're taking more of the wheel well insert off. See, I got a 10 millimeter bolt here. This is inside the wheel well. And then up in there, you've just got plastic 10 millimeter nuts with washers attached to it. And Mike's pulling the tires. We gotta get in there. It's not separating well from the fender. I'm sad to say, after about a half an hour of crazy work. So here's what you need to know. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. The fender needs to be pulled straight out to separate it. We were so frustrated. You can see I undid all those bolts. I'm going to put those back in on this fender bracket. So looking at the top of the fender, see how it separates? So it's an outward motion. Yeah, you're right. That one was the long one too, I believe.
I'm not sure. They were too long.
Oh, no, that's not the right one. Nope, it's this one. This one right here. This one right here, Mike. Why are these bolts so damn long? Long dong. The other two are short. That one goes in the front, up on the top. I've done gear work with Mike. We've changed motors.
Is that right though? Why is that?
Yeah, that is right.
Why do I see unpainted metal?
Yeah, it just needs to get into location. Right. That's them. This damn grill job is harder.
Match it up on the paint.
This piece of shit grill job is a lot harder than some of the work that Mike and I have done. Yeah, we'd rather rebuild axles and deal with pinion shims and so forth than this piece of shit Compass grill. Wow. Shame on the engineers for Jeep, man, to have to go through all of this just to access and visually see the radiator.
Hold on, let me see. Grace, you're going to have a nice car when this is all done.
You hear that, Grace? We're working on it for you, baby.
Sign this car over to you. You can pay the insurance. You can pay the taxes.
Go. So after a half an hour on one side, knowing which way to pull it, the other side basically just comes right off, and it's basically dangling by this electrical connector, which Mike is going to assess. Something that you got to turn or something.
Okay, looks like a clip on.
Yeah, definitely got to squeeze the end, and then. So we'll get that out and we'll talk about it. Okay? Go ahead, Mike.
So this is one of those lever locks. So it's locked, right?
Yeah.
You can't pull this outer little release tab here.
Yeah.
You hear it click.
Yeah.
And then
then the thing pulls back.
It cams out of there.
Yeah. So wow.
So we'll also make sure that's clean and maybe put a little
hit it
dielectric.
with some contact cleaner, dielectric grease.
There are a lot of, look at the little pins in here.
Yeah. All right.
There's about 8 of them. It looks like 8 or
So obviously that does all your camera sensor up front and everything.
Well, there's 8 pins, 8 male pins here, and then there's 8 more smaller pins in here that go into. So it's a female-male together thing.
So we're going to carefully move this. Meanwhile, you get this plastic work right here for the duct work. You can see it right there. Maybe we'll remove that. There's one on that side, pretty cut and dry. And then you got, I don't know if this is a transmission cooler. What is this little cooler on the front here, maybe?
Probably trans.
Yeah, so here's a thermostat right here for ambient air temperature. So anyway, our radiator is right there behind there. Mike and I have decided to take this another plastic piece off. You can see that there's an electrical plug right there. There's a switch for the hood open. And obviously the cable for the hood latch is on there. So we're looking at least getting this. You got an electrical plug right here, Mike, on this side.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if we have to go more than that, but at least it gets it up because there's a clip right here. For this.
Son did all the Christmas trees on this electrical. And there was a little plastic plenum. You can see it right there on the floor. All held together with clips and Christmas trees. Okay, tranny cooler is out of there. We really wrestled with a lot of this plastic. It's amazing how difficult it's been thus far. Then we got what? This is the condenser for the air conditioner.
Yeah.
So that's the next thing. And maybe right down here is where our leak was. This is where I saw coolant.
Or that lower hose adapter.
Right
I
down
don't know.
there. Okay, this is the air intake to the bottom of the air filter. We're finding that this piece is in the way, so we're going to remove that. You can see really an absolute disaster job right here, in my opinion, but we got to stay positive and try to get this bitch. We're in deep. Okay, so there's like a bracket of some sort there on the side. All right, we're probably, we'll finally get to view the radiator back here. I think we're going to take this bottom skid plate off here. Another set of 10 mils, I think, right here, 5 of them. We're going to remove that. Then we'll actually see the radiator.
I don't know, like I said, never doing one of these. I don't know if we need to.
Yeah, but it can't, like you say, it can't hurt to remove it. We just removed the bottom skid plate. We had to loosen up the main skid plate to get the little one out. Now you can see we're actually underneath the radiator. Right here was where the coolant was coming out and leaking out onto the driveway. So we have a little more accessibility, but it's been, I'm not gonna bullshit you, extremely difficult and has pretty much fought us every step of the way. Talk to me.
Wish I stayed home today. The way I am home. So the AC hooks in under these clips right here on each side. So that you have to kick the bottom out and drop the AC down just a touch.
And that stuff has flex hoses, so it has some maneuverability, right?
Yeah. So I mean that's
transmission, AC, and then the radiators behind it.
Now this looks like this bracket is all attached to the radiator. So I don't know how. This is going to have to snake out of there somehow without disturbing all of this.
I still think the radiator is something to do with these bolts, Mike.
Rick, there's a clip over here. If we loosen it, we could probably get a lot more room. See this?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Need a screwdriver to loosen that. Yeah. Okay.
We can get this over.
Yep. Right, Mike just figured something out right here. So what he did is there was a bolt that held that.
One little tiny screw.
Yeah.
Like a 5.5 mil.
Yep. And
then this cover just kind of basically came out. It had a couple little clips, but they just pop in.
Yeah, so it was a cover. Now you can see, I'm going to zoom in, the edge of the radiator on each end, a little rubber.
Like it just,
it just slides out on rubber. It floats on rubber.
And it sits on some pins down here. You can see these pins.
Okay, so that's encouraging.
It'll tilt out, I would say. It'll tilt out and lift up.
So there's another clip there. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm going to zoom into these lines. There's a plastic clip. I guess you can see it right there. I'm going to try to separate that plastic clip that holds those two lines to maybe give a little more wiggle room. All right, so I just separated that plastic bracket in there, those two lines going into the tranny cooler. Mike is choosing to take this crash bar off, so
maybe.
Hopefully this is just, yeah. I'm behind here, I don't feel it. So you're taking this whole bar off, this big bar, huh?
Yep.
Wow. All right. We're taking the crash bar off because, if anything, it's a little more work, but maybe we'll just have better visibility. And what Mike was saying is a 10 millimeter, strange as it is, in addition to the big bolts, there's a stud with a 10 millimeter nut on it. You got any oil? Okay, once again, we're getting in deep. We're taking the crash bar off. It's been a little careful. Yeah, no, I ain't worried about the noise. Just want to harm this thing.
All right, one more bolt here.
Yeah. All right, so take a peek at this shit. The crash bar's off. Now you can really see what we have. You can see that radiator right there, clear as day, but massive work just to get at it. Just terrible design. 125,000 miles on the vehicle. It has been a good vehicle. We'll inspect this radiator when we get it out, but I see some red corrosion and whatnot where we may have had some trickle leaks. Yeah. So we're just gonna get a bungee and take a little support off of these, the condenser, the tranny cooler. Okay, Mike?